Hey, welcome to another Slow MTG. Today I am busting out some Disney Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn starter decks. A couple of weeks ago I cracked open this one, which is the first chapter, which is one of the starter decks from one of three starter decks from the first set released in August 2023. And last week this set came out. It's the second set in Ravensburger's Disney collectible card game. It's called Rise of the Floodborn. So I picked this up. Comes in a booster display. There were three in the first wave, the first chapter, and there are only two fixed starter decks in the second wave. Now, let's go through them and I'll talk you through what's in this and we'll see whether it's worth picking these up. Packaging is very similar to the first chapter starter decks, just that, as I mentioned, you've got two. So if you don't already know, Lorcana has it's a game by Ravensburger. It's really based around Disney characters trying to get to a certain amount of lore, 20 to win, and do that by well, I'll talk about it in a second. But anyway, principally the game is put together by 6 different colors. If you see, the first deck is Ember and Amythyst. These two, they're 4 colors: Ember, Sapphire, and Amythyst, and Steel. So I'll just go and crack open one at a time, and then we'll see. So in this, as you can see, it comes with one starter deck. I'll just zoom in here with 60 cards, 11 damage counters, the 2 foils, a paper playmat, a paper tracker token, game rules, and a booster pack from Rise of the Floodborn. Okay, I'm just gonna get straight into this and bust it open, and we'll see. And I'll talk through the gameplay. I should have revised the gameplay. I haven't played it since in a couple of weeks. Actually, maybe even a couple of months. Anyway, so these trays, can you see, slide out. And they're doing, let me just zoom down a little bit. Environmentally friendly packaging, all paper, damage tokens apart, very reminiscent of Magic Gathering's Commander. The tokens are built in here. You've got a couple things. You've got new cardboard smell. Let's put that there first. A playmat that shows you, counts up to 20 lore. It's like half a playmat, really. You can put your cards in play, your inkwell, discard, and deck. Let's move up. And then you've got the quick start rules, very similar to what you saw in the previous deck. In fact, I think it still uses the same characters from the first deck. So a little bit about how you play the game. If you want to know, I won't go through in detail around the gameplay. It was in the first chapter starter deck video I did. So I'll just go straight into the cards. The main deck comes in this paper covered instead of plastic thingy. I'm just gonna tear it open. Guess that can be recycled. Let's go through the decks one at a time. And then I'll open the booster packs right at the end. It comes with one per box. Okay, this one is a deck that is Amber and Sapphire. I think it's a little bit slower. This deck is, the first deck was super, the one that I opened, Amber and Amythyst, a little bit more on the aggressive side. Just gonna close that, get that away. So this one, let's see what it got. It's represented by, I guess, the key character on the box itself. Here we've got the Queen. So Rise of the Floodborn is has got 204 new cards on added to the set, and it's really about different versions of the characters. The Floodborn, I guess, apparently variants of the key characters in Disney lore. So if you see here, this is the Queen, and it's got some new mechanics. Shift 2, you may pay 2 to play this on top of one of your characters named the Queen. As if you can remember, this is the ink. Ink costs, it costs 5. So ink is played as a card that's put this way, and you tap it for ink. Costs 5. You can pay 2 ink to play this on top of the character. Your character's name, the Queen. If you remember, they're trying to build on top of each other. Who's the fairest? Whenever this character quests, now questing is what gets you lore. If you tap 2 to quest, you get 2 lore. Whenever this character quests chosen, opposing character gets -4 this turn, and chosen character gets +4 of this. This is power, and this is toughness to shield. Now this is a I think a rare, a super rare, ultra rare. They don't really say it like Magic. but you can tell from the foiling and from the symbol. We'll see the rest. I think this is a rare. We've got Gaston also on the cover. Good old Gaston. He's an intellectual powerhouse. He's a Floodborn villain, and this is Floodborn villain queen. I won't go through in super detail on all of them, but this guy, wow, it's not bad. He's expensive, but he quests for 3, which is quite a lot. Again, he can shift to play him on top of another Gaston, upgrade them. So instead of paying 6, you can pay 4. It's cheaper to upgrade another Gaston. It's got this ability called Develop Brain. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Not bad, draws a card, pretty good. And then, of course, you've got the, I think those uncommons. I can't remember the rarities. Anyway, so you've got, wow, I think you've got 7 dwarfs. You've got Bashful. Oh gosh, this character can't quest unless you have another 7 dwarfs in play. This is pretty powerful. 4 cost and 3 quests. So you've got the 7 dwarfs. Actually, you've got more than, you got multiples of each. You've got 2 Bashfuls. Got Christopher Robin. Whoa, wait a minute here. Winnie the Pooh's in this. Pretty good. It's good fat butt. 6 here. Christopher Robin's Adventurer. Whenever you ready this character, if you have 2 or more other characters you can play, gain 2 lore. Pretty good. And then here we go. We've got Doc. Whenever this character quests, you pay 1 lore. I can't remember what this is. Less for the next character you play this turn. I'll do better next time. So we've got 2 Docs, and then you've got Dopey. Whenever this character is banished, your other 7 dwarf characters get +2 power, I guess, until the start of your next turn. You got 2 Dopies. Looks like the pattern is to have 2 of each of the dwarfs. You've got another Gaston, a weaker version. Singer 5. This character counts as cost 5 to sing songs. Got 2 of the Gastons. 3, in fact. You got Grand Duke, Advisor to the King. Your Prince, Princess, King, and Queen characters get +1. I guess it's sort of an anthem. Half-sided anthem, if you will. You got 1 of him, and then we continue with Mr. Grumpy. Look at him here. There's trouble a-brewing. Your other 7 dwarf characters get +1 to their power. So you know, there's 2 of these. Oh, actually 3 Grumpies. And then we've got a Happy, looking cheerful. Support. Whenever this character quests, you may add their power to another chosen's power this turn. You couldn't pick a better friend. We've got 2 Happies. And then we've got LeFou, Storyborn Ally. If you have a character named Gaston in play, you pay 1 of this less to play this character. You got 2 of him. And then continuing on the dwarfs, so you got 2 Sleepies. This character enters play exerted. So exerted means they come into play tapped. I guess it's 2 for 2, 3, and quite a quest for 2. So above punches a little bit stats above the weight. So it comes into play a little bit tapped. You got 3 of Sleepy, and then you got Sneezy. Whenever you play this character or another 7 dwarfs character, you give chosen character -1 to their power this turn. So you got 1, 2, 3. Looks like you got 3 of some, 2 of the others. I think that's all the 7 dwarfs. And of course, you've got our Snow White here, playing with Bambi. I won't hurt you. When you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. Quite low to the ground. 2 for 2, 3. Pretty good. Can quest for 1. You've got 2 Snow Whites. And then here we come into the Queens. Well, you saw earlier that this Queen you could upgrade. This is one of the cards upgrade. Comes in for 1. For 2, 2. Don't question her. She's vanilla 1. I'm just calling it mana, sorry, to offend all the non-MTG players. So we've got 2 of the queens, 3 of the queens. There you go, put them there. And then we've got Painting the Roses Red. Now, you've seen the characters. They're action cards that have other abilities. A character, so in this case, it still costs mana. A character with cost 2 or more can tap to sing this song. It's a song for free. Instead of paying for it, up to 2 chosen characters get -1 power to send draw a card. So cantrips, that's new. It's nice to see cantrips. So I think the Firstborn set, the first chapter sets were pretty basic, very straightforward, introducing everyone to the lore and the mechanics. Now they're trying to add a little bit more complexity. So we've got Belle, Inventive Engineer. She can tinker. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 mana less for the next item you play this turn. Of course, you've got 1. And then you've got Cruella de Vil. She's a Dreamborn, not Floodborn villain. 2 for 3, 2. During your turn, this character gains evasive So evasive people can only be challenged by other evasive creatures. So like if you play Magic, Shadow. You got 3 Cruellas. You've got Hiram Flavisham. Whenever we play this character and whenever he quests, you may banish one of your items to draw 2 cards. Pretty good. Card draw late game. Some of these looks like a couple of one-offs. Maybe for flavor, just so that you can see more of the set. I guess kids would love to see some of the favorite characters, not just kids, but Disney fans. Got Judy Hopps. Don't call me cute. When you play this character, you may banish chosen item. Its player draws a card. Good. Wow, that's pretty strong. Got 2 of those. Back to characters, of course. You got Owl. Just a vanilla 1 for 2/2. You got, I'm guessing, 3 of him. Yep. I think you can play 4 of each card. And then you got, wow, Philoctetes. Train of Heroes support. Whenever this character quests, you may add their power to chosen character's power. You got 2 of that. You've got the Knock Ward. Opponents can't choose this character except to challenge, so they can't use anything target challenges if you attack this character. And to attack, you exert your character, and whatever power it is deals equivalent to its power to the character's toughness. Damage remains between turns and attacks, and if you reduce it to 0, this gets banished, killed. Oh, you got Winnie the Pooh. Look at little Winnie the Pooh eating honey pot. Whenever this character quests, you may put a card from your hand into your Inkwell face down. Inkwell is your, I guess, where you put your mana, and you tap for ink. Ah, I got it now, I remember. Oh, this is a rare, actually. So ink, not mana. And then now you got a couple of songs. Your characters gain resist +2 on the start of your next turn. Damage dealt to them is reduced by 2. You've got 2 of these, and then you've got Launch as an action card. That's not a song. Banish chosen item of yours to deal 5 damage to chosen, so I guess a bit of a sacrifice. You sack something and then you deal 5 damage. You've got your item. Finally, you see a first item, Fang Crossbow. So you've got 2 things on this. You can tap it or exert it to ink. Chosen character gets -2 power this turn, or tap, banish this item, banish chosen dragon character. So this feels more like a sideboard card, even though there are no sideboards. I guess if you're playing against the other deck, there might be dragons in them. You've got 2 crossbows. Of course, you've got some food. You've got a yummy gumbo pot. Tap to remove 1 damage each from up to 2 characters. You've got 2. And then you've got Popsicle. When you play this item, draw a card. Pretty good. Banish this item, remove up to 2 damage. So comes in, draw a card. You could banish it, remove 2. And then you've got 3 of that. So that is the deck. I think it's, I'm not sure how it plays. I will let you know. I see quite a mix of characters. There's some 1-2 drops. I think it's a little bit mixed. The Queen and Gaston are going to be hard to get going. There are 5 rares, I think, because there are 3 queens and that you can bolt onto, and I think 3 Gastons. So you really need to draw them and your super rares and rares in order to upgrade them. I think the deck, if it curves out, could be pretty strong. Even if you look here, Snow White, the dwarves that are 2, I guess they gave the heavy, higher ink costed dwarves the few of them, because you don't want these stuck in your hand early in the game. So you got a couple 2s, 3s, and 4s, more on the 2 side, so you can actually make your drops. Anyway, so that's the very first deck, the Rise of the First Floodborn. We've got the Amber Sapphire deck. I don't know if the decks have names on it. It doesn't really say. Another thing I like as well, inside of the box, it gives you the deck list, so you know what cards are in here. It tells you a little bit about excuse me, how to play it. So let's go here. In this starter deck, strategic Sapphire glimmers like Gaston, blah blah blah, help you plan ahead, clear the way. So I guess there's a lot of removal so that you can build out the queen, who can actually sing for heavier damage. So I'll put that aside. I'm going to sleeve this up and leave them in like these ones, so that they're out of the box and ready to play. I'm not going to spend too much money to upgrade them, because these are so hard to get. The other day when they launched, Ravensburger tried to get around the problem of scalpers and lack of availability by selling direct to consumer, but unfortunately there was a denial of service on their website and it crashed. Scalpers win again. Anyway, so they are also reprinting the first chapter sets, but until more stock hits in December, I think there's going to be more stock in December. But I think what's going to happen is that it's going to be Christmas, so everything's going to get really hot, really crazy, and hopefully we're able to buy some of these. Okay, this one is Amethyst and Steel. Let's talk a little bit about this deck. The other deck, that's Mulan on the cover. Zoom in. Might and Magic in the starter deck. Magical Amethyst glimmers like Merlin, Shapeshifter, and Meta Mim. Fox keep opponents guessing, while Powerful Steel glimmers like Tiana. Stand tough or use Brute Force. It feels like this one's a slower deck where you're trying to really build up your characters, and then for the late game, I might be wrong. I think Steel is the color that's a little bit more sort of chunky and heavy. So bear with me. Play this on 2 speed. If you want me to go quicker through the cards, I'll speak a little bit faster. So you got our namesake on the cover, Merlin, Shapeshifter. He's a Storyborn, Mentor, Sorcerer, Battle of Wits. Whenever one of the other characters is returned to your hand from play, I guess there's a bit of bouncing going on. This character gets +1 to its ability to get lore. So we've got that, and then you've got Tiana, Celebrating Princess. Resist +2 damage. These are foil, by the way. There are 2 foils in the pack. They're pretty subtle. You have to see them at an angle. While this character is exerted and you have no cards in your hand, opponents can't play actions. So I guess you want to exert it, you want to drop your hand. So let's keep going. As you can see, they're different colors. So that's a Steel, and that one is Amber. No, sorry, Amethyst. Amethyst and Steel. So you've got Chip the Teacup. Want to see me trick? It's a vanilla creature. 1 for 2/2. You've seen these anywhere. So the colors are just represent specific play styles. It's not like Magic where you have to tap specific colored lands to play the cards. They just embody certain values and keywords and stuff like that. So here we've got you saw Dr. Facilia. He's back again. He's a Storyborn version. Evasive. You saw that earlier in the previous deck as well. 4 mana, 4/2 with, yeah. So you got 2 of those. You got a 2 Hey Hey. This is cute. He's back. When this character is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand. So always have something to cast. If it gets attacked and banished, comes back and cast him again. You got 3 Hey Heys. So Cusco. There was another version of Cusco in the first chapter that's worth a bit in the rare or super rare. Whenever this character is banished, you may draw a card. So this deck is really about being able to keep on going, because most of the time you run out of gas. But in this case, when your characters die, you draw cards. Got Meta Mim. Whenever you play this character, banish her or return another chosen character of yours to your hand. So Mim's pretty strong, 3 for 4/3, and it can. It's got haste called Rush. This character can challenge the turn they're played. Challenge means you can tap to attack something else. But yeah, that's why it's got a bit of a downside. You can, when it comes into play, you can banish her or return another chosen character, so you bounce something back. So that is a rare. As you can see, the triangle at the bottom. Put that there. Mim. So we've got Meta Mim in the uncommon version. When you play this character, banish her, return. So similar ability, just differently started. You've got 3 of those. You've got Merlin, a Crab Merlin. Wow. Storyborn, Mentor, Sorcerer. Ready or not, when you play this character and when he leaves play, chosen character gains Challenger +3. So Challenger is a keyword. That means they get +3 to their power when challenging. That's pretty strong. So 1-shot boost to pump up the character, 2 of those. Got Merlin as a goat. Merlin in many different forms. Here I come. When you play this character and when he leaves play, gain 1 lore. So not bad. You want to hopefully find cards that let you banish your own creatures. Maybe at the end game, you could just come out of nowhere and go, boom, I just need 1 more lore, banish him or play this and I win. Nothing you can do about it. Because most of the time to get the lore, you need to sing or exert. Hoppy Hop. Merlin as a rabbit. So previously in the other deck, you saw lots of dwarfs. Now you see lots of Merlins. That's cute. I guess they're pretty synergistic against each other. Hoppy Hop, when you play this character and when he leaves play, you may draw a card. Pretty strong. Got 1 of those. It's a rare. And then you've got good old Merlin as a squirrel. So he is common. Look before you leap. Whenever you play this character, when he leaves play, look at the top card of your deck. So you can put it at the top or the bottom of your deck. So lets you filter cards a little bit. And now you've come to your actions. This is nice. 2 mana, you can exert chosen opposing character to stop them from doing stuff. You got I'm stuck. Poor little Pooh Bear. I feel like he should be in the other deck, but it's Pooh. Chosen exerted character can't ready at the start of the next turn. So I'm very much like Blue in Magic, where you play and you stun and tap down characters and they can't unexert or can't tap or ready untap. In this case, you've got 2 of those. You got Beast, Forbidding Recluse, Beauty and the Beast. Here we go. He's a Dreamborn Hero Prince. Whenever you play this character, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. Good to take something out. You got 2 of those, and then you got Benja, Guardian of the Dragon Gem. Whenever you play this character, you may banish chosen item. Not bad. You can take out some of your opponent's equipment or items. You got Cinderella, good old Cinderella, who's training to be a knight. Have Courage. Whenever you play this character, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. So it's the equivalent of looting in Magic. Got Eli LaBeouf, Big Daddy. It's just vanilla 4 for 2/5. Exerts for 2. Hercules, hero in training. I can't believe Hercules, I guess he's in training. He's weaker than Big Daddy. 2 for 2/3 vanilla. You got probably 2 or 3 of him. You got Kronk, Junior Chipmunk. He doesn't look like Chipmunk, but I guess, oh, there we are. There is Kronk. Resist, +1. Damage dealt to this character is reduced by 1. It's pretty good. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen character. So take something out, continue to do some damage to another one. That's rare. Pretty highly statted, 6, so it can't come out till you have at least 6 inks in your inkwell. This guy, Lawrence, Jealous Manservant, look at him scheming away. Well, this character has no damage, he gets +4 power, so it's a 4/4 for 3. If it's not damaged, there's 2 of him. You got Lilo from Lilo and Stitch, Galactic Hero in a astronaut costume, 3 for 2, exerts for 2. You got 3 of those, pretty vanilla. You got Prince Eric, Dashing and Brave, Challenger +2. While challenging, this character gets +2 power. It's pretty good for challenging. Punches above his weight when he challenges. You got Prince Charming, I guess. Prince Naveen, actually. 3 for 4/3. All he's got is charm, pretty much. And then you got the Huntsman. He's a reluctant enforcer. Change of Heart. It's a rare. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card, then you choose and discard a card. So pretty good. 2 for 2/1. Comes down early, and he can actually quest for 2 early on. This is a very strong card. I think this is going to be one of those great cards. But he dies. He kind of like falls over, even though he looks like he could pull his weight and fight, but it's actually, he can't. 1 hit and he's dead. Too bad he doesn't rush, be busted. The Prince never gives up. He's a bodyguard. This character may enter, play, exert an opposing character who challenges one of your characters. Must choose one with bodyguard if able. So you have to attack this first before you take something out. So if you've got this and you play the bodyguard and play, they have to take the bodyguard out before you take down the good old Huntsman. Resist +1, you saw that earlier. You got 2 bodyguards. You got Tiana in a different form. She is a waitress over here. Pretty vanilla, 1 for 1/3. You got 3 of her. And then finally, not many actions. Looks like this heavy on characters because we're coming to the end of the deck and you got items. 1 ink, banishes item chosen. Character gains challenger +3 this turn. Got 2 last cannon, not glass cannons. And then you have 2 mouse armor, which is protection. Tap chosen character against resist +1 until start of next turn. Damage dealt to damage reduced by 1. So this deck is really about just making sure you get your inks, drawing cards, resisting, and then you just have so many characters to just play out. Not many action cards. You got 4 action cards and 4 items, and the rest are characters. So this deck, I think, is probably a little bit easier to play in the sense that you're just pushing out less interaction, a little bit more focusing on keeping your hand loaded, keeping your characters in play. Anyway, that's the 2 Rise the Floodborn starter decks. They come in this nice display at the store. Oops, I realized I'm not in focus. Now, let's get to the fun part. 2 cards, 2 packs of cards. They come in, booster boxes come in boxes of 24. They're about $150 US, I think, $150 US. My local game store hideout managed to import this. They're really trying to build a community of Lorcana. So shout out to Edwin and crew. Thank you so much for giving support. They run a lot of pre-con battles only, so you don't card access is an issue. So play it out of the box and you buy a pre-con and then you just battle it out. And he's giving away packs as prizes. I mean, these things are not cheap, but let's see what's in them. The extra cards, there's a foil in each. Packaging illustration. Let's see. Each 12 card, let's zoom in here. 12 card booster contains 1 foil, any rarity, 2 rares or high rarity, 3 uncommons and 6 commons. So let's go. Crack this open. These are like Magic the Gathering cards, except they're 12 instead of 15. Let's go. 6 different colors. Let's go. We've got 2 focus. I've got boom. Precocious Entrepreneur, just a vanilla 2/2 for 2. We've got this green color. It's Arthur, Trained Swordsman, 4/4/3 quest for 2. We've got Owl, Logical Lecturer. You saw an owl earlier. We've got Sneezy, another dwarf, which we saw earlier. There's a common. We've got Fairy Godmother, who's I think in Amythyst colors. Or just leave it to me. Whenever you play a character named Cinderella, you may exert chosen character. Pretty good. Synergistic with I guess if you really want to build thematic decks, you could just play the 7 Dwarfs, Cinderella, Fairy Godmother. Got Donald Duck, Deep Sea Diver. You saw Eli LaBouffe earlier. Got Donald Duck, Perfect Gentleman, Shift 3, you may pay 3. 3 ink to play this on top, so it upgrades another Donald Duck. That's the uncommon. You've seen the commons. I think there are 2 uncommons. Got Sardine Can. It's an item, flight cabin. Your exerted characters gain ward. Wow, this is pretty strong. It costs 4 though, so I guess they get protected by a Sardine Can. Alright, coming up the first rare. Got Madam Mim. I think this is, you saw that in the deck earlier, so I could use this to upgrade the other deck. 3 for 4/3. Got Rush. A second rare. Is it a super rare? No, it's just a regular rare. Radigan, very large mouse. When you play this character, exert chosen opposing characters with 3 power or less. Choose one of your characters and ready them. They can't quest for the turn. Last card is the foil. Yep, just a regular foil. And you've got one of these story cards. Just a regular foil. Charge. Chosen character gains Challenger +2 is an action. And resist +2 this turn. Pretty nice. So there we have it. We've got Radigan, Madam Mim, and a bunch of other cards. I don't know if they're any good, but I'll put them aside. Of course, the big cards to crack are the enchanted ones. The Ravensburger hasn't really actually declared or outlined any ratios as to when they appear. I fear that sometimes you might not even find 1 per case. But anyway, let's see if we can get lucky. I've heard stories where people could get enchanted in some of these. You have to be really lucky. Anyway, here we got common, Panic, Underworld Imp. Whenever you play this character, chosen character gets +2 power. If the chosen character is named Pain, Panic and Pain, gets +4 instead, I guess. So we got James role model here. Never ever lose sight. When this character is banished, you may put this card into your inkwell face down and exert it. Pretty good. He dies, comes back as ink. Story goes on. Here we saw a queen earlier, the same one. Croquet Mallet. So I guess Cinderella is using a flamingo as a croquet to hit this poor little squirrel, chipmunk. Banish this item, chosen character gains rush. Pretty good. 1 to give something rush. I don't know if it's any good. I guess pretty good if you late game and play something that can exert for lots of lore. Your character is with evasive gets +1 power, so a bit of an anthem. We saw charge earlier. We've got Cogsworth, Talking Clock. Your characters with Reckless. We haven't seen Reckless yet. Tap to gain 1 lore, so not bad. Got second, you saw Gaston, so Gaston's back. Third uncommon, Pinocchio on the run. He's on the lam. Shift 3, you may pay 3 to play this, so it upgrades another Pinocchio character. Listen to your conscience. Whenever you play this character, you may bounce or return chosen character or item with cost 3 or less to their player's hand. You can bounce something. Pretty good. Got a rare, not a super rare. We've got Gruesome and Grim, a character with 3 or more can tap sing the strong player character 4 or less for free to gain rush. Pretty good. You get 1 extra ink worth of power, of 1 extra ink worth of, I guess, value, and then they can rush, which is really important actually. The second one's just another rare. It's got Cobra Bubbles, just a social worker. Look at his 5/9 for 7. Let me get it straight. Your magic spellbook got washed away in a flood of magic ink. It's alright. And then we've just got a Croak Mallet, which you saw, Croquet Mallet earlier, and then nice. There is another set that's called the Disney 100. They come in a set of foils. I haven't got access to them. But anyway, thank you for joining me on this really long opening. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you want to see more Disney Lorcana content, let me know. I'm not going to be cracking boxes because they're quite hard to get and they're pretty pricey at the moment. So I'll be paying, I think there's something, stores selling them for maybe about 15, 17, 16 US dollars a pack. Anyway, thank you for joining me for my Disney Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn starter deck opening. Let me know if you love the game, hate the game, plan on buying it. And I hope we get more availability so that more people can play this game. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.